A woman survives on a freezer full of roadkill. They're calling her a professional cavewoman. I thought this was rather odd. I want to stick this one in the episode today. Let's get to know this UK woman who's living like a Paleolithic person. Her name is Sarah Day, age 34. She's deemed herself a professional cavewoman. She survives on roadkill, including repurposing the skin and bones of the dead animals, just like our ancestors. Where does she live? How does she do it? Is she single? These are the questions I have. Oh, yeah, I'm attracted to a woman who can kill and skin a muskrat, serve it to me on a stick. Having some cave sex by firelight, making those sexy silhouettes on the cave wall. I'm looking at photos of her, by the way. She's taking it to a new level with the face paint. Didn't expect this, but okay. If you're going to be a cave woman, go all out, I say. There's some photos of the food that she eats. It doesn't look that bad. There's a fish she's got cooking over a fire. That looks pretty good. She's eating something. I don't know what that is. Wow. What animal is that? All right. She's into some stuff here. Okay. I'll put a link to her. You might want to, I don't know, you might want to find her and hang out. It's just, have a throwback night. The Colchester, Essex resident. You're not a real cave woman if you're a resident. If you're an official, if you have an address, right? If you're getting mail, how are you a cave woman? She says she makes her money as a school teacher who educates. Okay. So she sleeps in a cave at night and then goes to school in the morning. All right. She educates children on history and survival skills. This is actually extremely helpful. We should give children survival skill classes at an early age. Instead of what's the stuff we teach them? That's pretty useless. I don't know. Economics? Is that what is that? Political science? Is this really helpful in the world? How about some survival skills? I don't need political science courses. I need, how do I catch a fish with my bare hands and cook the damn thing? I could have used some of that. Okay, Sarah Day claims she eats roadkill at least once a week. She bring it into class and share it with the kiddies. Although she says there isn't always an animal on the side of the road. Yeah, so what do you do when there's no animals on the side of the road? I assume she goes out and kills them herself with her bare hands and the very sharp flints that she's made, the flint daggers. She's got arrowheads in her pockets, boys and girls. She's living the dream. Here's a quote from her. "My freezer's full of roadkill." I'd imagine this is how she talks. "My freezer's full of roadkill, which is handy during the winter because I can defrost the deer or the rabbit to make a hearty stew. I like hearty stew. The flavor of rats, by the way, is very similar to squirrel if you don't know. Rats are very mild and sweet. Tastes a little bit like chicken. I think it's much nicer." Okay, you go. "I don't see any harm in picking up the roadkill. The animals died anyways, rather than it get skinned in any other way. You know, nothing about roadkill's bad. Sometimes the roadkill's too damaged to eat. I gotta find animal protein in the raw meat aisle of my supermarket. I don't like that so much. I don't really like going to the supermarket. People stare at me when I walk in with my wearing my hide." Lady. She says pigeon tastes, quote, "like a really good beefsteak." I don't believe you, lady. I don't believe pigeon tastes like a steak at all. Come on. Have you guys ever ate pigeon? How does that taste like a steak? Sarah likes to turn the skin and guts into leather. The animal skulls are amazing bits of engineering, she said, while the bones are used to make her tools and weapons. Oh, wow. How does she get around? What's her mode of transportation? I'm wondering. She got one of those Fred Flintstone vehicles. It's a very environmentally clean vehicle there. I'll tell you what's not clean is her feet. That's my guess, is her feet are very dirty. You can't expect a cave woman to have clean feet. I want to be in the room when the cave woman, after several months, decides to go get a pedicure. I just want to see the reaction of the people in the salon. That's what I want to see happen. Okay, we got other information. She needs daily fiber, so she hunts her own herbs and fruit. I tend to forage plants and fruit, but it is so important to do your research so that you don't end up very sick. I've been sick before. She also likes to evaluate how certain plants can be used for their medicinal properties instead of just going to a doctor. Yeah, I support that. That's very old school and something we used to do, and something we could do now if we just took the time. That's why I like Chinese medicine so much, because they utilize herbs and teas. I'm totally into that. Okay, she's got some tips for us. Willow bark, by the way, can be used to make a tea for your headache. I'd imagine she gets a lot of headaches trying to sleep in a cave. She believes that savory herbs such as rosemary, sage, and thyme can help with a cough. Ooh, I love rosemary. I often pick rosemary, I would say, in the wild. It grows pretty wildly out here in California. It's everywhere. Bake my sweet potatoes in the oven with my rosemary. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, I love rosemary so much. It smells so great. She also offered that cramp bark, which is a flowering shrub, is also amazing for her period pains. So if you guys got some period pains, just get yourself some cramp bark. They really call it cramp bark? It's almost as though they knew it did this for millennia. As for her actual living conditions, she says she has a house, but it's in the middle of nowhere. But she would rather live in a tent. She prefers sleeping in a sleeping bag that she made out of reindeer skin to keep her warm at night, as well as a selection of clothes she made from the roadkill that she wears for work. For work, you show up like this? Oh, the kids. Although I would have loved to have a teacher like this. This just would have been hilarious. Oh, man. She's got some survival tips. Here's Sarah Day's top survival tips. I feel like this should have a theme song. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's Sarah Day's top 5 survival tips if you live in a cave. Okay, tip number 1, have a tribe. You should never be alone, as it's hard to provide alone at any time. You need other people to help you build stuff and hunt. Yeah, well, good luck finding other people that want to put a bunch of ash from a fire on their forehead and wear animal skins. But okay. Tip number 2, you need a fire. Yeah, we know that. Tip 3, take it slow. There's no need to rush. It isn't a movie. I don't know what she's referring to. Like life? Take it slow. Yeah, you're living slow, all right. Everything's slow when you live like that. When's dinner? Gonna be a few days. Can you? I need a new pair of shoes. Well, wait a month. Everything's slow out here. Okay, tip number 4, only eat things that you are certain are edible. Even drinking stream water without sterilizing it can be harmful, so do your research, she says. And the last tip is adapt your expectation to a level that you can meet in the wilderness. Never underestimate how hard it actually is. Oh, no, we know how hard it is, which is why we think you're out of your mind to do this, but power to you. And we have a lot to learn from her. Because there could be a situation where we're all living like this. All it takes is one space rock to hit us of a certain size, and now we're all living in a cave. Now we're all, wearing what we just ate, basically. Thank you, Sarah Day. I hope you live long and prosper. Yay! How?